Okay, hello everyone. We're joined by Jesse Marsch, post-match press conference. We'll start with questions in the room. Does anyone want it?
They're all waiting for Hernan.
Coach, congrats on the win. Cesar Prosot, TUDN Radio. Can you tell us about tonight's, just the ambiance and also the difficulties in the game? It was obviously a tough match.
Yeah.
It was very physical.
Yeah.
How were you guys handling that throughout the game?
Yes, we knew that there would be a lot of El Salvadorian fans. I stayed here after our last match and watched Honduras, El Salvador, and it was a really spirited crowd, but I thought a really respectful crowd, right? And I thought it was that again tonight. With the match, we knew El Salvador was going to be scrappy and fight for every ball, and they did that. Maybe they crossed the line a little bit on a couple plays, but I have a lot of respect for Hernan and the job that he's doing with the team, and I have respect for their team and how they compete for each other. So not an easy match, but important for us to win the group. And now the other part was we didn't extend ourselves too much physically, so I think we should be able to turn around on our trip to Minnesota and be ready for another tough match against Guatemala.
Peter Warren, Houston Chronicle. What's it like going against 9 men for an entire half, and how does that change or not change what you try to do?
Yeah, I mean, we have some principles when we go up a man. This time it's up 2 men. Once we get the 2 goals at the beginning of the half, then it's, we can kind of put it a little bit more on cruise control and make sure that we're saving ourselves physically, make sure that we get certain guys out of the match that have put a lot of minutes into the match. So, maybe we could have been a little bit more adventurous at some moments, but I think the guys were really just thinking about killing the game off so that we could prepare ourselves and get ready for Guatemala. Well, it's about playing with tempo, not giving them fouls, not giving them set pieces, intensifying our counter pressing and our rest defense, playing in their end, not letting them out, suffocating them completely, and we did a lot of that pretty well. Obviously, when you go down 2 men, it's that much more difficult, but our guys kind of knew. We went over the principles at half, and then they had a really good start to the second half.
Okay, Carlos Vides from El Salvador Fan Club. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And were you surprised about Bolillo Gomez not using Brian Hill as a starter in this game? And what do you think about El Salvador overall, looking for the road to World Cup 26?
Yeah, no, I read or I watched his press conference, and I saw that he was talking about rotating and preparing to see and looking at players that they need for their World Cup qualification quest. And so we were prepared for that, but we didn't know which ones, right? Obviously, I know Hill is a really good player. I've watched their team now for a couple months, and I have a lot of respect for El Salvador, and we were ready for this, and I thought we had a pretty complete performance even before the red cards. We didn't get the goal in the first half.
Congratulations, Jesse, on the win. That first half appeared more of a street fight than a football match.
Yeah.
Your boys responded with not fighting back and getting into trouble themselves. What was your message from the side of the pitch as that first half played out?
Well, we showed them right before the match a bunch of clips where El Salvador was really hard and really aggressive and, not dirty, but made the game hard on the opponent. That's one of the things they do really well. And then we talked about being prepared for that and being up for the fight, but not crossing the line and keeping our discipline. And I thought our guys did that.
When Johnny David stepped up to take the penalty, who decided that Johnny was going to take that shot?
I decided, and Johnny's taking the next one too.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Were you happy to be back on the sideline for this one?
Yes. It felt like being back home after being exiled for 2 matches.
Jesse, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
How frustrated are you and frankly bored at this type of match? Because as a spectacle, it's a terrible game of football. What do you really think about El Salvador playing that way? The second half is just constant time wasting, constant ruining the match. We're trying to grow the game in Canada, in the USA, and all around the world, and they're constantly spoiling the match. What are your thoughts?
We knew that El Salvador was going to be very physical and make it hard on us. I think they respected our physicality, so that's the way they played. Look, in the end, we had to figure out a way to get a result. And actually it kind of works out perfectly for us because our physical loads were pretty low in the match, and now I think it gives us an opportunity to just get through the next couple days physically and then mentally be really prepared for another similar type match against Guatemala. So right now I don't really care about the spectators as much as winning the group and moving on. So I appreciate what you're saying, but I'm happy with the concentration and discipline that our team showed and the fact that we got the win.
Coach, one more for me.
Yes.
Just piggybacking off of that. So what would you say you learned about your group based on tonight's matchup? What did you learn about the team, and also what areas of opportunity do you see for improvement?
Well, we wanted to be on the front foot from the start. Like, look, they had one set piece. I think they had one shot all game. So they had one set piece shot that was a little bit dangerous off a corner. But we were playing in their end. We were containing them. I thought that, we knew that they were going to be scrappy. We knew that there would be some long balls. I thought we were organized and disciplined, and we were the aggressor for most of the match, and a little bit unlucky not to get a goal in the first half. So, overall, I thought that our team showed awareness and experience and discipline. And then we got a lot of guys to play minutes. I think that's a good back line for us. That's a back line I think we'll be counting on as the tournament continues to go forward. And, we've got to then figure out which guys kind of are the right complement of players up front. But overall, good performance from us.
Thank you, Jesse. Gracias
Thank
a
you.
todos.